Pilot Mountain Wheel, Bermuda Triangle, the pyramid grid line, the grid node, as you can see right here. And why do we have the Serpent Mound, Stone Mountain, Serpent Ley, the magnetic grid? There's something going on with these energy powers on the earth, you all. There really is. And I may not have labeled the heading correctly enough. If there wasn't something to the ley lines, if there wasn't something to certain energy areas, you wouldn't have certain buildings built on them. You would not have certain things built. This all spans from a comment on one of the live videos last night, and thank you to the individual who was speaking about it when we were showing an image of it. Looked like a big snake over in near the Sea of Bengal by India in the ocean water. Looked like an ancient serpent. Somehow the grid, the ley lines, and the serpent mound and all that fell into this category. I hope you all can see me, and I hope you can hear me. And if you can't, well, then they're blocking this broadcast. They are. I wanted to see about this pyramid grid line, the grid node, way down here. And you can see that it's near Cuba. It is. It's near Cuba, but it's right off the coast of the tip of Florida in that area. And isn't it interesting? You really think about it. Isn't it interesting? I want to go to, hello there, Great Awakening Team Denmark. We're 1 minute and 46 seconds into this video right now. I want to just come over here, take you to this right here, Serpent Mound. You can see a larger, I don't think it's going to show the larger picture. Now I've done it, Gina, honey, now you have done it. Well, let me just do this right here. Look down here, the pyramid grid node. The English Prime Meridian Mercator grid right there. So just 1 second. I'm going to read some information that was in there that really got me curious as to what on earth is going on. It did. So let's look. Hello there, Gemini Ascension from Atlanta, Georgia. Let's read with the individual. It's Rattle War and Androtrol Blogspot. But let's look at what was written about it. If we can, I'm going to put myself over here. The Pilgrimage of the Great Wheel is what this is titled. Earlier this year, I went on a vision quest on Jomoki, aka Pilot Mountain, which you can see here on the side, you all. Pilot Mountain, this individual did. As I noted in that post, excuse me, Jomoke is a key point or vortex on a ley line. It is also the central point of a wheel of ley lines on the Atlantic seaboard of the United States. This means essentially that it is the center of a group of related sacred sites. If you're just tuning in, these places hold and magnify the power of the earth and act as repositories of memory of events. So see below for the illustration showing the Great Wheel. It's right there. You can see the Great Wheel, you all. It's there. You can see it right here. I put it right here. And I'm going to do an overlay. After I get through reading this, we're going to do an overlay. And we're going to take these, what they put here, the pyramid grid node, and we're going to follow that all the way up to certain areas and see just what is in those locations is what we're going to do. So let me put this back here. At least that's my intended goal. And welcome if you're just tuning in. This is ley line, grid lines, energy of the earth, Pilot Mountain Wheel. There's something to it, Serpent Mound, and all of this kind of stuff, because we got some energy on this earth big time. And it seems to be very sacred, ancient energy. Hello, Frank Cooper. So it's this person's intention to make a pilgrimage to all the points of the Great Wheel of Jomoki. The points of the wheel are, starting in the mound, north and proceeding sunwise is Moundville, West Virginia. We got a Moundville, West Virginia. You all, this thing is not okay. It's moving. Moundville, West Virginia. Let me see what that looks like. Whoopsie, not right there. Wonder what that looks like right here. If Moundville, West Virginia. I'm kind of covering that area, the area up. I haven't got this like positioned to where it needs to be right now because I shrunk it down to take my screenshot. So that's why you see it's not centered on there right now. Okay, it's not. But you can look at this right here. And I put it right there, you all. So let's look at this for un momento. Let's make it pretty big so you can see it. It's coming from this pyramid right here. I'll just make it up here so you can see. There is the pyramid grid mode, and I'll read it. I'll read what they said. The points of the wheel are north and preceding sunwise, Moundsville, West Virginia, Grave Creek Mound at 62 feet, which is 19 miles high, and 240 feet, 73 meters in diameter. The Grave Creek Mound in the Ohio River Valley in West Virginia is one of the largest conical type burial mounds in the United States. The builders of the site, members of the Adena culture, moved more than 60,000 tons of dirt to create it, about 250 to 150 BC. Description from the Wikipedia is what they're saying, you all. I'm reading something as you're sitting here watching. The description that was put at this from the Pinterest. Washington, D.C., an unknown site. I found it interesting that we chose this spot as the capital of our government. Capital of the government. The repository of this nation's power, as it were. At this point, I do not yet know what I will visit there. Initial research indicates that there are a great many important churches there, but that does not seem likely to me. It would not surprise me if the Pentagon was built over the actual ancient monument, North Carolina-Virginia line. The Great Dismal Swamp, I doubt any traces remain from ancient times, but I will see. I plan to paddle my pirogue there and camp in the area, although both the North Carolina State Park and the Virginia Wildlife Refuge do not allow camping. We're reading this about here. So the Cape Fear is an actual point, is in the ocean. I live on the Serpent Lay, the ley line that roughly parallels the Cape Fear River. Looking back at the things that led me to live where I do, I believe that it is this very fact is that drew me here. I scouted all around Raleigh, North Carolina, for find a rural spot where I felt comfortable. And at that time, I didn't really know why I felt at ease here. Since moving here, I have developed a close relationship with my river, the Cape Fear, and I will count this weekend's trip to the mouth of the Cape Fear as my pilgrimage to this point, and will write a separate post about that. If you're just tuning in, I'm reading something, the description that came with this map that was put together of the Pilot Mountain Wheel, and you see it has a pyramid grid node in it. Someone is writing it, and I'm reading what they wrote just so you give you a background of it, is what I'm doing. Let's come back over here. Good morning, everyone. So let's look at this. I will count this weekend's trip to the mouth of Cape Fear as my pilgrimage, and I will write a separate post. Paris Island, South Carolina, U.S. Marine Corps base. I discovered that it is possible to visit the base itself. Again, I find it interesting that this spot was chosen as the headquarters of one of our military branches. Power finds power, and it's true. You know it. Power does find power. Yeah, our energy does draw other types of energy. It does, powerful energies. They do. It's like a magnet. There's also a wildlife refuges across the channel, so that's a good spot to visit as well. Stone Mountain, Georgia. Stone Mountain Park, once again, another symbol of the power of the United States. Stone Mountain is a quartz monzonite Dome Monadnock, and the site of Stone Mountain Park in Stone Mountain, Georgia. At its summit, the elevation is 1,686 feet, 514 miles MSL, and 825 feet, 251 miles above the surrounding area. Stone Mountain is well known not only for its geology, but also for the enormous bas relief on its north face, the largest bas relief in the world. The carvings depict 3 Confederate figures during the Civil War: Stonewall Jackson, Robert E. Lee, and Jefferson Davis. Description from the Wikipedia. And then we have Monterey, Tennessee. Standing Stone State Forest, a 12-foot tall rock standing upright on a sandstone ledge, which was supposedly used as a boundary line between the 2 Indian nations. When the rock fell, the Indians placed a portion of it upon the improvised monument to preserve it. The description is from the Tennessee State Park website. Then we have Peebles, Ohio, the Great Serpent Mound. The Great Serpent Mound is a 1,348-foot, 411-mile long, 3-foot high prehistoric effigy mound on a plateau of the Serpent Mound crater along Ohio Brush Creek in Adams County, Ohio. Researchers have attributed the construction of the mound to 3 different prehistoric indigenous cultures, although it was once thought to be Adena in origin. Now, based on the use of more advanced technology, including a carbon dating and evidence from the 1996 studies, many scholars now believe that the members of the Fort Ancient culture built it around 1070 CE, plus or minus 70 years. There are still anomalies to be studied. Serpent Mound is the largest serpent effigy in the world. Description from the Wikipedia. More updates to come, and at this point, there is no formal plan or timeline. I'll visit each one as I am able and in the fashion dictated by the site and geography itself. The only thing I know for sure is that I'll bring offerings to each place. At Pallet Mountain, I was able to camp on the mountain, hold a ceremony at my campsite, meditate on the pinnacle itself, and other places I'll do what I can. I also don't really know why it's important to me or why I have to do it. I only know that it is right. So we're reading something. This is what brought me to what we're doing right now. You are right here. Now I'm back over here. Thank you for your comments. We're going to get to it. So this is what you're looking at. This is the pyramid grid node. And I want you to see what I'm doing. I'm going to overlay these lines. I've already got some green lines pulled up to where these, let me use myself right here, where these lines, let me use myself as a pointer. I want to know where this grid line right here, oh, I'm not on that one. Let me put myself on that one. This grid line right here, I'm going to go straight up. I want to know where this grid line goes through Indiana, because it does. It goes straight through Indiana. Right up here, it crosses right there in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, you see it? And then look at this. It forms a circle, all this thing, the Pilot Mountain Wheel. You have these strategic areas all along this place, USMC, Stone Mountain. Where was Escape to Witch Mountain? Where was that Witch Mountain located? Do you all know where that is? And you have Washington, D.C., yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So I want to take this grid line, pyramid grid line, and take it all the way up here through Kentucky. But I'm going to have to first, is what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to overlay it. I had it overlaid, and then I unoverlaid it in order to get my thumbnail, is what I did. So let's see if we can, like, I want to bring it down, but you can see the Indiana right here is not matching too well. And if I were to do this, it's not going to line up perfectly. It's not, I've got to match up these things I do. So let me see if I can do it. Let me try to see if I can get like the right size, the correct size, to try to match it up to the best of my ability. I don't know if I'm going to be able to at this moment. I'm going to try, I really am. Let me see this, you all. I had it spot on, I really did. But then I messed it up. I messed it all up. Just shoot. It's going to take me a while. It's going to take me a tad bit of a while to straighten it back up the way that I had it, to find out where this is. You see, that's Illinois. I've got to get that, at least if I can get the Indiana shape as close to the original size that I've got up here on the map, that'd be almost good enough for me. And I'd like to had on here, I'd like to have had the, we might almost got it. Let's look. No, I don't. I got to bring it down even more, you all. It's not easy doing this. It's not at all. It took me quite a while to try to get it lined up. I want to try to bring it down to get it somewhere in this spot right here. Okay, so you can see the line. This is the line I'm trying to line up. Let me make myself shorter. I mean, I want to shrink myself a tad bit. Let me do this right here. I'm trying to line up this line right here from this pyramid grid line. It's going up here to Louisville, Kentucky. It's like dead center in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky. Have you noticed the candidates? They all come to Louisville, Kentucky. You have all this stuff happening in Louisville, Kentucky. This whole area, because it's like this. Look like it's this grid line right here. I want to line it up and see where it's going to run through. So let me see if I've got close to it, because what I've got to do is I got to make sure I've got this one like that. I think, okay, I just want to line up this line. And the reason I put this green on here, you see this green on the map? This is the direction that it's going based on this pyramid grid thing. You watch it right there. See, it's lined up somewhat. It looks like it's kind of tilting. I can't be having it tilting like that. Let me see if I can get over here to the Google Earth. Oh man, this is how I'm going to have to move it like that. How is it tilting? It's tricky. I've got to come over to the one screen and tilt it. That's what I've got to do. Oh, okay. I think I almost got it. You think I got it, you all? You think we got it right there? So it looks like it's lined up. It's coming from the pyramid grid node. And Gina, what are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about this right here. I'm talking about this pyramid grid node. It has lines that go all the way up at certain areas in the United States. It runs straight through. And I don't know where this, who did this, but they were tracing the ley lines. And this light here goes up here through Louisville, Kentucky. And you can see it goes straight down there through the center of Kentucky, too. So we should be able to see the areas that are in that. And look, it goes over here through Arkansas. It goes up here straight here through Pilot Mountain in West Virginia, right there. Goes up here, right here to Washington, D.C. You can see it right up there where the Washington, D.C. from this pyramid grid node. Right there you are. So there's something to this. There really is something to all of this. And then look over here through Louisiana. It goes like that. You think it's just coincidental that there's energy and stuff? No, it's not just coincidental, you all. It isn't. Good evening. Good morning, you all. So good afternoon. So I want to see, now that I've got it like that, if I can come over to the Google Earth and keep this up here on here, because this is what I'm wanting to do. I want to leave the overlay right here and keep the line here, and I want to go over to the Google Maps, and I just want to enlarge it and make sure that these lines are lining up, and I want to see where my city is located on there is what I want to see. I just want to do it. I don't want to mess it up. I don't. Let me see. I'm going to come over here, and you see it's already kind of moved. It's moved because it's gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger, you all. That's why it's tricky. It's really tricky. It's gotten bigger. But if I can move it, this is the grid line. This is how it, oh, shoot. I moved it. I did move it, you all. I moved the wrong thing. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Oh wow, you all just, oh no. Let me see this. Louisville, Kentucky. I want to get to the original. I wish I had the back button that I could put it back, but I'm going to shrink this back down for right now. Shrink it back down because I think it literally goes straight over my house. I really do. I'm not just saying that. Straight over my house. Let me make sure I've got to get these things lined back up because I messed it up. I did. Let me see. I think I might need to make this a tad bit bigger, just a tad bit, you all, because I messed it up and I wish I didn't do it, but I did do it. Arg. Okay, we're back. We're back in business, you all. We are back in business. There is no fear. No fear. So I'm following this grid line. I want to see if this pyramid grid line is going over my house in Salem, Indiana. I want to know. So I've got it overlaid. I'm not going to touch the green line because I have it tilted to where it's going to show up on this thing right here. You can see it. Look at it. I want to see it. You can go in straight here. Look at, see the word Serpent Mound. That ley line from the pyramid grid line is going straight up through Louisville, Kentucky. And I want to see, and I thought, well, I just do it online. I'm going to do it online, you all. I'm not going to touch it. I can't touch the one button over here, this green one, because that's going to mess it up. I can do this. I can. I don't want to move the map. I don't. If I move the map, I'm going to mess it up. I'm not inside the town of Salem. I'm not. Wow. And now granted, why does it have to run through Salem? You know, they say something about Salem. They really do. Let me come back to me. Let me shrink this back down, you all, to the reasonable size. They talk about what do they talk about? They talk about why do they make the certain cities with the name Salem at the end, like Jerusalem, and stuff like that. So that's, it runs up through the area that I live in. That one right there does. Okay, Arkansas, the largest pyramid. So I think we should probably see. Let's see if we can see what these other ley lines are going to go on, you all. Let's see if we can do that. This is going to be maybe a long video. I don't intend for it to be long, but it might be a long video. It really might. So let me just bring this up. I want to see where the other ley lines are going. Let's look at this. Let me shrink this down. I'm going to have something to go by. I really am. So if we got this one lined up, let me see something. What about what if we went to the one that's going straight up through the center of Pilot Mountain? What if we did that? Let's see about that, you all. Let's see if we can move this. I can move it. Is it showing you all? Is it showing you all me moving it? Because I want to move it. This thing is messing up. Just me. I want to come down here. So I'm trying to get over here to the second ley line, and that is a grid line, and it's this one right here coming up through the center of Pilot Mountain. Right here. I want to see it. I want to move it over there and see what is in that location. So let's see if we've got it. Almost got it, you all. We almost got it. I got to touch on this one. It might need tilted a little bit. Let's see. Might need to tilt it back a little bit like that. I have to be on 2 windows looking at it. Shoot. How am I to tilt it? It's because it's tricky, you all. I'm not getting the right angle. I probably could get the right angle. It's almost good enough. Let me just say it's almost good enough. Let me bring it over a tad. I'm not gonna try to get perfection. I don't want to try to get perfection at all, but oh shoot. It keeps trying to move on me. It's grid lines. Well, let's just look at Palette Mountain and zoom up on it right here, because we're in the area. If I don't touch nothing, it's going to do good. Are we looking? Are you all over here? Let's look at this, you all. We're going to zoom up on here because where I've got it put is where that grid line's at right there. So if you're in these regions right here, you're on that grid line that's going straight up. You are from that pyramid grid line. If you're in any of this area, and well, I can do this. Down through there. Because this should be kind of near that place, whatever they were talking about. Oh, I touched it again, you all. I messed it up. I messed it up. I messed it up. I touched it. Gina, that is not very nice of you, you all. It's not. If I could get the right angles. If I could get the right angles, but look up here. So let me see this out of the way. Pilot Mountain, Washington, D.C. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do these anymore. I'm not, because it's too complicated and it's causing my energy to get stressed out trying to track it down. What I do know is there is a pyramid grid right here. Got to put it back to me. The pyramid grid. It's let's see if I can scoot this over. Yeah, this is way too big. Way too big. If there was nothing to any of this, they wouldn't make sure they build on certain areas. We wouldn't have people. We wouldn't even have no study of ley lines. There'd be no such thing as the study of ley lines if there was nothing to any of this. No study whatsoever. Look down here by the Bahamas. Right there. The pyramid grid node is in the Bahamas. Right down there. You see it, you all? Right down there at the bottom. And what's all that mean? Really, what's it mean? Shalom, yeah. So this is what? Let's go back over here, you all. So this is the Pilot Mountain right here. This is kind of looks like the devil's. This is Pilot Mountain right there, you all. Look at that. Look at that. Don't that look like the Devil's Tower? And where is it at? In the desert? In the west? Somewhere in Arizona or out of Utah? I don't know what. Look at that. It's a big, gigantic pyramid. Look at that photo right here. Look at those clouds right there. Those clouds have something in them. Look how high up that peak is. Why do you think that? Look how high it is. And really, truly, let's ask ourselves, is it truly a pyramid? This mountain? Based on how tall it is? Look how far up it is. It overlooks the whole entire area. You would definitely want to have some kind of instrument up there if you could, unless it interfered with the energy that was up there. like a giant tree stump. Yeah. Look at that. You can go hiking there. Pilot Mountain. Pilot Mountain. Look at that. Miles and miles and miles. Oh, I'm about ready to sneeze. Oh my goodness. I don't want to sneeze. I never heard of this before. The flowers are beautiful. Oh, look at that scene right there. You are, oh my gosh. Now, wait a minute. How could that photo get on there like that? You have the car going down the hill, but you have the mountain at the top. Is it just like a put together photograph to tell you what's up there at the top? This looks strange. Why would you got a photo? That's how big it is, I guess. How towering. It's got stone steps. It looks like any other like mountain really, but it's more than that. It's more than a mountain. Like an ancient tree stump. I don't think I'd want to, there it is. I don't think I'd want to camp near that. And if that energy was bad, I don't think I'd like to do it. It's got a big, big view, big time. So this is Pilot Mountain right there. And I keep hitting the wrong button. These pyramid grid nodes. They say that there is like a crystal pyramid down here around the Bermuda Triangle and things like that. But you know what? Snope says it's not even true. It's not true at all. What do you got this Pilot Mountain? Where is the Escape to Witch Mountain? I want to see Escape to Witch Mountain. You all really do. Where was that? Escape to Witch Mountain. Location. I want to know where it's at. I can't even type on this keyboard. Where was it located at? Does anybody know? Where was it filmed? Where was it filmed? I don't know. Does anyone know? Oh, you cut the live stream for just a second time. Oh, thank you, Val, Missy, MCC, Escaped to Witch Mountain. I'm trying to... Does anybody know where it was filmed? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm so sorry, you all. I'm not seeing it on here. Does anybody know where Escape to... Okay. They say in California. What if it was somewhere else? I mean, it could have been. Maybe make-believe or something, you all. They find the pyramid in Antarctica. Found a pyramid in Antarctica. The Devil's Chimney or something like that, you all. So these grid lines right here, this is what I'm talking about. The ley lines on the earth. They're all over the earth. And they're harnessing the energy. Okay, let's think about this. Let's go somewhere with this. Let's get this one thing back. The pyramid grid node. Where are we at? Right here. Let me see this on here. Look right down here off of Bermuda, because that's where it's at, you all. Let's look. Not Bermuda. Yeah, the Bahamas right there. The Bahamas. We have the pyramid grid node down there by the Bahamas. You have the tip of Miami. Okay, the tip of Miami. We're going to look up the Fermi Lab that is in, where's the location of it in Florida? Because there is a Fermi Lab in Florida. I can't remember the name. Scientists from all over the world come. I want to see it, you all. We did a video on this, and it went really deep. It did. Now we got only... There's some kind of big magnetic lab in Florida. There we go. We got it, you all. We got it. The Mag Lab. We got it, you all. We did it. We did. We know we did it. Look at this. So this is what you would like to know about right here. You do want to know about it. It's the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory in Florida. Los Alamos National Laboratory. It performs magnetic research in physics, biology, bioengineering, chemistry, geochemistry, biochemistry. It is the only such facility in the United States. It is among 12 high magnetic facilities worldwide. The lab is supported by the National Science Foundation and the state of Florida with collaboration with private industry. Currently, the lab holds a world record of possessing the world's strongest magnet for nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. I'm not even try to say it, you all. You know what I mean. Okay, look, it currently held the world's largest, possessing the world's strongest magnet. That's even more powerful than CERN, like if you think about it. But China has passed them up, you all. They have passed them up. And where are the coordinates of this? Let's see where it's located at on the map. Can we get it? We can get it, you all. You know we're going to go right over there. And let's just type it in, you all. You can see it right here. Let's come. You let us look at this. We want to see it. It's not going to let us see it. That's okay, you all. We don't have to. Let's look at the map of it. Let me see it. You can see where it's at. I'm just going to type it in. We're going to pull it up on Google Maps right here. You're going to pull it straight up. Copy. I'm going to come out of that. And I'm going to come over here, you all. Let me get this thing ready. Let me put it back to me. I want to get it ready. We want to bring it up. So I'm going to get the window. Well, I can leave the window capture here, and I can move this thing right over to the side. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to watch this. We're going to see if it's going to zero in on this magnetic lab. I'm over here on Google Earth. I'm getting ready to paste it. I hope you can see it. Going to paste it. Okay, I am. Going to put it back to me because I hope that it's going to pull it up on here as we go. Let's see the exact location of this place. Okay, here it's located like right here. The National High Magnetic Field Laboratory. Why can't we see it that well? This is where it's located. You know what I want to do? I want to pin it. I do. And I want to give it a name. Paste. Okay, I pinned it. Right there. I want to pin it. Right like this. That's what I want to do. Just pin it. I really wonder where, if this pyramid grid line would even go through there. I wonder what would happen if we drug this over here. Could we get an overlay of it? A pyramid grid line for this? If we can. I know I've got to get this position just the right way. It's kind of like that, kind of sort of, you all. Where's my one photo? I hid it somewhere. Where are you at? Are you right here? Okay, you're right here. Let's see if we can do an overlay of it. I've got to make sure it's going to kind of try to line up if I can. It needs to come down more, but I got to make sure I've got it all lined up. It's kind of off a little. Let's shrink you down or bring you up. I got to see what we got to do to it. No, I made it way too big. We're going to fix it to where we can almost line it up. Hello. Hello. You see where it's at? Do you see where that's at? It's matching one of the pyramid grid lines is what it's matching. It is. Boom. See it? Right there, you all see it? Right there. We're going to come down. Now, see, we got to come down. We have got to come down. Well, let me give you, where's this one thing that I found? How on earth am I going to get it down to here, you all? Where's my one thing? I can't find it. But it matches the grid line from the pyramid grid line. I don't know how I did that. I wanted to find a ruler on here is what I wanted to find. Overlay, ruler, maybe. I don't know how I even did it. I don't know. Oh, look what we found. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that? I found out how to do this, you all. This is pretty cool. So if I want to draw this line, this pyramid grid line, down here, but I put it in the wrong spot. Gina, you got to move it out of the way. Yeah, I don't want that right there. Can I get that? How am I going to get this off of here, you all? Okay. No, I want to put it right here. Pyramid National High Laboratory. Let me do it. Right here. Okay, I got it. I got it. Right here. Okay, I've got it, you. I'm going to try to, oopsie. I'm going to try to bring it down to wherever, if I can leave it right there. Let me see if I can, because I can move it. I can move it, you all. I'm learning how to use this. I've never used this thing in my life. I haven't. Where is our product? Because I got to get this all fixed. I got to get it fixed back again, you all. I told you this is going to be a long video. Where are... Okay, let's put you over here now, because we got to find out where you're going to fit. Got to find out where are we going to fit it. All right. You need to come somehow. I got it in the wrong place. I got to move it up a little bit because it's not lining up. I hope this is all right, you all, because we're just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. There's a reason they have things. This is a little too small, I think. There's a reason they have things in certain locations around the world. And granted, this map may not be perfect. And it probably isn't perfect, but it's okay. Let me come back over here. See if I can line it up a little bit. Okay, it's good enough for me. It is good enough for me. It's literally coming straight from one of these lines right here. Let me just move it over. Let's make it. I have to straighten up my line, but it's coming from that line. You got to bring your line at the top down, Gina. Let me see if I can. Okay. It doesn't got to be perfect, but okay, it's tied into the grid. That's why they put it there. That's why they put the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory in that very position, because of the pyramid grid line right there. That's why they did it. Isn't that something? Gina and Cap, they won't let you watch, do y'all? Are we having a... Yeah, reload it, because on my phone, I have to reload it too. So we got the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory coming off of the pyramid grid line. It's on that line too, and you can see it's going straight up through Arkansas, Mississippi, all of it, you all. So you got a pretty good spot on it. Right there, coming straight up. How did they determine how many's going to come out? I think they were just focusing on this side of the pyramid. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what else? So Louisiana is where the hurricane, remember that Louisiana hurricane thing that came through, you all? It looks like, was that like New Orleans? It's right along the grid line. Can you see that? The pyramid grid line. Right like that. This is wild. This is really wild, but it really does make sense that you would have that National High Magnetic Field Laboratory that it studies. This laboratory right there studies, you can see it right here. It performs magnetic field research in physics, biology, physics, biology, bioengineering, chemistry, geochemistry, and biochemistry. Living organisms. Wow. Look at y'all, this is wild. It's the Mag Lab. Mag. Gog. Gog. Yeah. Don't listen to me, you all. Do not. Oh my gosh. Spectroscopy and imaging. Ion, they do the DC field program. Spectroscopy and imaging, the ion cyclotron resonance, electron magnetic resonance, magnetic science and technology, in-house research, condensed group, other programs. But as we remember today, I think it was today, they said that CERN absolutely does not impact any messes with Earth's magnetic field at all. We're talking about the black hole sun. You all look at all of this. Pilot Mountain, we got it right here. Boom. We're going up straight through Kentucky, through Indiana, right like this, you all. It's going straight in toward the area in which I live too. This is a good overlay right here. This is the Pilot Mountain Circle. You can see there are strategic locations on here that have been put to harness the energy that comes from those spots. So, it's wild. It's so wild. It really is. I love it. Yeah, Daryl Calhoun. You feel like this is somebody got to do something. Gina, I think the lines connect to one another. Could that be? What lines connect to one another? Brittany, Doug. Oh, I'm sure they do. I really am. I'm sure they go all the way up. And if we could do a bigger map, you would probably see that the lines from this pyramid grid node goes all the way into other countries, really. And depending on what kind of energy, they're harnessing the energy. They are harnessing the energy that's coming from there. They are. So I can honestly say, based on my location, taking pictures that I did back in 2018, and ships showing up, I can see how they would show up if this is an energy line, because it runs right where I'm at, more or less, right where I'm at. Hello. Oh, you've lived inside a pyramid. Yeah. Your muscles, Daryl Calhoun, that's right. We can do it. We all rock on the inside if we got LOVE. We do, you all. This is wild. This right here has the magnetic. So now you know. So what city is that near? If you were to zoom up on that city, again, let's look at the cities that are around. If you're in this line right here, I'm saving it. Save it. I saved it, you all. That's right. I did save it. And I am going to paste it. I'm going to say the pyramid grid line. So I'm going to say it. PYRAMID grid line. Boom. How about that? Now, that's right, you all. We got it. We do have it. This is pretty cool. I love that. I do love it. If I do say so myself, I love it. Havana syndrome. I don't know how long we've been on here. I don't. Oh, we've been on here for 49 minutes, you all. If that map were to shrink down, really. It would, if this line were to stretch, I could make it stretch. Let's see where it could stretch to. Let's see where it runs through, you all. I can stretch this one line, I think. I've never tried it before, but I think I probably could stretch it. Stretch the one line right here. Look, the National High Magnetic Laboratory. I could probably stretch this line if I wanted. Can I do it? No. I don't know how to stretch it. I'd probably have to make another line that stretched that one line all the way up. But then I might have a crooked line is the problem. But, shoot. There's people who are really schooled in doing this, but I'm not one of them because I'm learning as I'm learning here on live publicly. So I'm learning right here for everybody to watch. That's okay. I'm not going to mess with it. I've said too much. I really have said too much and got myself in trouble. I have. I'm not supposed to know what I know. I'm not supposed to share what I share, but then someone wants it shared, so it's okay. It's all right, you all. We can do it. We can. So the pyramid line. Yeah, it's real. This stuff is so real. The grid lines matter. The grid nodes, the people who do grid work on the grid on Earth. You know what I should do? I should go out there and take my rods and I should just... That wouldn't be very nice of me, you all. It would not be very nice of me to go outside in certain areas and move grid lines. It probably wouldn't. They wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like it. Is it possible? Could I move something that big? I don't know. I could probably do something to it with that dark energy. Probably. So could probably a lot of other people because the energy is inside of them. Yeah. Ley lines, that's right. We can do it. We can we can find the darkness. We can find the evil and go to those spots and take our dowsing rods and find some lines, send some energy through those lines into those areas and turn it, flip the energy. That's what we could do, flip the energy, but then you're going to be flipping the balance of the earth. You really would if you could flip that energy. Flip it, turn it, use it for the better. Put the energy in it. You can put the energy in it. You can neutralize it. That's right. We can do it. Yes. I never heard about them, but I read about it, and I had old copper tubing from refrigerator. Because I thought, could I make dowsing rods that could do something with copper? Because I wanted to find the water too. I wanted to find the ley lines, and I did. And I measured them a specific length for the handles and the width. I had one pair that I had made, and someone touched them. Somebody touched them, and their energy kind of opened up a bad portal on my property. Gina, that's witchcraft. No, it's not. It's energy. It's energy. I don't look at it. And I closed it somehow, and somehow the energy got on there. I closed it. And I had a dream one time that somebody had broke my rods in two. I did when I had first made them. And I was really upset. But you know what? It wasn't until probably months later, around a year or so later, I was the one who broke those rods in two. I did because somebody whose energy touched them was bad and it opened up a portal. I closed it with it. And I broke them in half. I did. Broke them in half, and I threw them in my pond, never to rise again. That's what I did. So that person who broke them was me because of the energy. They got contaminated. And I made different ones. I did. This may sound silly, but that's exactly what happened. I'm going to go, you all. I am. No, there's bad energy on this earth, but there is energy harvesting, just like they harvest our energy. Really, they're harvesting our energy. And this laboratory right here, you can see it's on the pyramid node right there. The National High Magnetic Field Laboratory, the largest in the world. Yeah. So, that's right. I'm going to go, you all. I've done ran my mouth so much. I have. Yeah. So, hello. The Pilot Mountain right there. No, I had no idea about any of this before, what, I don't know, really, a few months ago. But this right here, never knew nothing about this. Didn't until last night. That's okay. Now we know. So I'm going to go. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, y'all. Thank you for watching. And I would encourage you, if you want to explore that more, that Pilot Mountain wheel and the pyramid grid node and the ley lines, do it. Because there's something to the ley lines. They do have energy in them. And there's buildings that have been built on certain ley lines all across the world. There is. Have a wonderful